Great to welcome to the show today a woman who's written a very interesting, funny book, helpful book as well. It's called Real Artists Have Day Jobs and Other Awesome Things They Don't Teach You in School. We're joined today by a very talented woman. She's a comedian, author, and a producer. There's a lot of things. We'll find out about it. Sara Benincasa joins us today on the telephone. Sara, good to talk with you. How are you?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I had a chance to read through the book. First of all, I like the title. As somebody who's done radio and kind of an arts job, I hear you there. Sometimes you got to do other things.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there too. I did radio for a couple of years, and it is an art and a craft and so many other things rolled into one.
And sometimes you got to do other work to pay the bills while you get it going, right?
Oh, heck yes, absolutely.
Well, first of all, congratulations not only on this book, but the previous book, Agorafabulous, did very well, and I understand that they're going to make that into is that right, a film? Or I know you did a one-woman show on that, right?
Yeah, we're actually, so I've written 4 books, and Agorafabulous was the first one. It was a memoir, and I'm adapting it as a TV pilot with Diablo Cody, who's an Academy Award-winning screenwriter, and she's awesome, and Ben Stiller's Red Hour Television has been a part of that process, too, which has been cool. And then I have 2 novels in the middle, and they're both in different stages of development, and now I have this 4th book, which I'm excited about. This 4th one, Real Artists, is really kind of my love letter to people who've struggled trying to figure out their place in life, which I guess is a lot of people because it seems to be selling well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's all kind of funny essays, different lengths of different thoughts you've had, so it's not only helpful, but it's entertaining as well. And you're a comedian. I mean, you've done a stand-up comedy, right? One-woman shows, so it all fits right in the book. You did a good job with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's all of one piece, I guess. I mean, 10 years ago, I started out doing comedy, and my focus was very much on stand-up comedy. But since I was a little girl, I wanted to write a book. I just didn't know how, and it turned out that I needed to work a bunch of day jobs during the day and do stand-up at night and develop material for my first book that way. So that was my first book, Agorafabulous, and it kind of took off from there.
And I think the ultimate point of the book, at least from what I got out of it, is that no matter maybe what you do in school, you go to school and get a degree, get a job, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever, and that doesn't have to be your whole path in life. Try and do some other things on the way if you can, right? If that's your interest.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, the first job you get out of high school or out of college or whatever the case may be, out of the military, whatever it may be, that doesn't have to be your be-all and end-all forever. In fact, it probably won't be because there's not a whole lot of job security these days. So it's not like, my dad has worked at the same company for 30, 40 years. That's really uncommon now. For his generation, it's uncommon. For my generation, it's very, very uncommon. So you need to be resilient, you need to be flexible, and you need to be able to bounce back.
Yeah, my dad worked for he was in the banking industry, worked for the same company 43 years, and that doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Even if you wanted it to happen, it probably can't.
Yeah, it's a kind of a dream world, and I think that so a lot of us end up doing things like learning how to save money in various ways outside of expecting a company pension, for example, because for a lot of people that's just a dream, or these kids today don't even necessarily expect that. It's not even in their realm of expectation. So Real Artists Have Day Jobs is not just about being an artist, it's about being an adult in this modern world and grappling with social stuff, with emotional stuff, with romantic stuff, and with professional stuff as well.
Yeah, like the one line you have in there, your normal is not everyone else's normal. I think that's a good way to kind of think of things, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's tempting to think that everybody else has the same values as you, or that they should. Or everybody should like the same flavor of ice cream that you do. And that's not the way of the world. That's not the world anyone has ever lived in. It's the height of narcissism and I would say stupidity to expect other people to react to things exactly the way you do. And also, you need to recognize that you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, because what's normal for you and what's good for you and what's healthy for you may not be the same as it is for your neighbor. So keep your eyes on your own paper.
Yeah, I think you mentioned before, as we're talking graduation time for high schoolers and collegians, and they're wondering what they're going to do. So it's an opportunity, people thinking what they're going to do next. So a lot more opportunities, maybe not as many that are lucrative right away. So it's a lot of different choices people have to make nowadays than maybe when I was that age, or even you were that age, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the rise of the Internet and telecommuting and working from home, which is something I've done, I guess, for the past 4 years now, has really made a shift. There are a lot of companies that hire that correctly recognize that they will save on overhead if they just pay somebody to work from home. And that means more flexibility for a lot of us, but it also can mean lower pay. And so we end up doing a lot of different jobs to make ends meet.
Some of the essays in the book, and maybe just a word or two on a couple. I like the one, The Power of Being a Dork. I like that title.
That one people tend to really gravitate to, whether they felt like dorky in high school or not, because what it's really about is about feeling out of place, whether that's at the play group where your kid plays, or it's at church, or it's in the workplace, or it's at your in-laws' house, or it's whatever it may be. It's okay to be different. In fact, it's fantastic. To be considered weird is probably a wonderful thing. You just have to find a way to feel good about it and to feel healthy about it and to even be proud of yourself. And that takes time. I think it takes time, and it takes a lot of self-reflection.
I think everybody's felt that way sometime or another, particularly when you're in high school or college. No matter what, if you're not in arts or even if you're in sports, whatever, everybody feels dorky one time or another, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, geez, it's very much effort. We like to organize ourselves into groups as humans, don't we? And we like to decide who is better than who based on what they look like, what they wear, what they sound like, how much money they have, how they vote, whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that everybody is equally wonderful. That's not true. But it helps to focus just on yourself and on the people you care about and love, and to not worry so much about keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Well, the line you had in the book, which I thought was interesting, what would Amy Poehler do? Of course, she's known as a great comedian, sitcom star, but have you ever met Amy? Do you know her?
No, I haven't met her, actually. I'm a friend and certainly a big fan of her brother, Greg, who's an awesome actor. He's in a show called You, Me, Her. He's awesome. No, I've never met her, and I use her as an example because I say, one of the things in the book that I say is when you don't know what to do, ask a successful woman. I've never gotten to ask her anything, but I have looked for female role models throughout my life, and I look at what she does, and I see somebody who has kids and who has presumably some nice houses and makes a lovely income, who does a lot of great stuff and seems to be having fun doing it and does really good work, who's a creator, an executive producer, an actress, a writer, all kinds of things. And I go, okay, interesting. What would this career role model do in this career situation? And I find it quite helpful.
What I like about the book, and sometimes people write books that are kind of gloom and doom, but you paint a positive picture for the young folks that would read it. They'd have to be young to read it, but I mean I think it helps young people that not quite sure what's going to happen next. So you've done a good job here.
Thank you so much. If I can relieve some anxiety that I've felt, then that's a wonderful thing.
Real Artists Have Day Jobs, the name of the book, and we've been talking with Sara Benincasa today. And fill out your website, Sara, people can get more information about you or the book.
Yeah, so I'm at sarabenincasa.com, and I am at twitter.com/Sara J. Benincasa. And also, all my books are available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, and then certainly at your local bookstores. So give them a call and ask them, because it's great to support your local community bookshop.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or Doug Miles Media.